It is now a _1 p.m. local time, rimanendo seduti fino all'arrivo del personale preposto.
Hey guys, it's Nicole. Today I'm going to be showing you what I ate and what I did while I was in Capri and share some of my vegan travel tips with you guys because I had some of the most incredible vegan food I've ever had in my whole life while I was here, and I thought I would share these ideas with you. So let's get started. So we stayed at the Hotel Kisusana in Capri. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's definitely one of the nicest hotels I've ever stayed in. And they do a beautiful breakfast buffet every single morning downstairs. And so every morning I'd wake up and I'd go into this beautiful room and they'd have fresh fruit and different kinds of breads and cereals and juices. And it took a little bit of creativity, but I figured out a couple of ways to make a pretty epic vegan feast. The first way and my first tip is to bring your own instant oatmeal when you're traveling. This is so clutch whether you're on an airplane or whether you're at a breakfast buffet like this. All you have to do is ask for some hot water and then you can use some of the fresh fruit that they have at the buffet. And I also found walnuts. They even had chia seeds and raisins and all types of good stuff to add in. So I had a pretty epic bowl of oatmeal pretty much every morning. But on the days where I wanted something a little bit more savory, I would make breakfast bruschettas using some of the veggies that they had on the buffet. And these are actually usually over by the eggs and bacon, so don't be afraid to look over there just because you're not eating eggs and bacon. I would get mushrooms and tomatoes and put it on bread, and I did bring my own nutritional yeast. That's a second tip that I think is really important, especially if you're trying to get your vitamin B12, and it's also just delicious on everything. So I'd sprinkle that on the bruschetta, and I would sit there and read the paper and drink my coffee and luxuriate. This was definitely one of my absolute favorite parts of the day. Because I had such big breakfasts every day, I really didn't eat a big lunch. I would just kind of snack, and having these little packets of almond butter was a super good idea that I definitely recommend if you're traveling, just because it makes a really easy snack. Sometimes I ate it on crackers, sometimes I had it on a banana, and on the days where I didn't feel like being healthy, I definitely had some gelato midday because they have a lot of really good fruit flavors. The lemon in particular, I feel like Capri is just known for their lemons. You'll notice there are lemons everywhere, so their lemon gelato is incredible. And I also had some orange this day. It was so good, and it definitely held me over till dinner. Dinner on the first night. Okay, I'm gonna go through all of the nights in order. This was the first night. This was the restaurant hotel. This was the best meal I ended up having the whole time. It was incredible. We had an amazing red wine that was absolutely delicious, and just the bread was epic. They brought like 3 different kinds of bread that we dipped in olive oil and balsamic vinegar, but this pasta they made vegan for me, and it had a broccoli sauce, which I know sounds very strange, but it was lemony and it was incredible. I'm gonna try to recreate it on this channel and make a recipe for you guys because it was amazing. And like I said, I did have some gelato. So this was the first night. This was actually the first gelato I had, and again, it was lemon and strawberry.
This one's more like a t-shirt.
I left because you never asked me to stay.
It's the rehearsal dinner for my friend's birthday, wedding. We're waiting for pizza and salad. Couple of things that are great about Capri. One is they're very accommodating. So they made me a vegan version of a caprese salad. 2 are the olives that come on basically everything. The olives here are so good. And 3 is this epic vegan pizza. I've never had a pizza this good in my entire life. It was a Napoli style crust, so it was really chewy. It was like crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside, loaded with veggies. It was epic to say the least. Earlier that day, we had walked to a lookout point where you could see the cliffs and the blue grotto, which is those rocks in the water there. And you can't tell from the video, but it is absolutely massive. And the next day, we actually got to sail around the grotto, which was incredible. And I later found out that it used to be the personal swimming hole of Emperor Tiberius, and Hans Christian Andersen wrote about it in the 1800s, as well as Mark Twain. So it was really amazing to get to wake up not the next day, it was actually the day after the wedding, so it was 2 days later, and we went down to the port, which is kind of the same place where the ferry takes you in, and we met up with all of our friends, and then we got on basically a giant pirate ship and sailed around the island. My friend and her new husband, they're newlyweds, and they were adorable. But we sailed around. It was absolutely amazing. They had a chef on board that made fresh bruschetta, and he was really nice and made me a pasta that had eggplant and tomato sauce but no cheese. But we did that for most of the day, and after we got off the boat, we were exhausted, so we just showered and had a really nice, relaxing, long last dinner in Capri, which was perfect. It started with an Aperol Spritz, which is my new favorite cocktail, and then we started with some roasted potatoes and roasted veggies and bread with balsamic vinegar and olive oil, because Italy, some of the best bread I've ever had, honestly, was in Capri. It was incredible. So after that, we had some pasta. Mine was a spaghetti with an arrabbiata sauce, and they added some veggies. And I found that as long as you ask nicely and you're very clear, no eggs, no cheese, no meat, the waiters are all really, really accommodating, and they really want to make a really good, yummy veggie dish for you that you're really gonna like. So I found that being vegan in Capri was actually really easy, and it was some of the best food I've ever had. So if you want some more vegan travel tips, or you want to know more about the hotel or the restaurants, or you just want to see more pictures, I have all of that on my blog, so I'll link that in the description box so you can go check that out. And my next video, I think, is going to be my Rome vlog, so stay tuned for that, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed so you can see it as soon as it comes up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!